My Dope Blend podcast. What's happening? We're coming from a whole different direction today. I told y'all for season 2, I was going to step up just a little bit, and wifey has allowed me to do that. So I'm kicking off this episode.
Just this one.
What?
Just this one, but go ahead. Tell the people.
You see what I'm talking about? She just cannot stay out of it. It's okay though. I understand my place. I'm not going to overstep my boundary.
Very
and that's
good.
what we're talking about today. You see how I did that?
Ha-ha.
You know, we have recognized the fact that when you are blending a family, a lot of people refer to it as stepchildren, stepmother, stepfather. But the reality of it is steps are something that are meant to be walked on, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, there is something that involves steps in a blended dynamic, and that's overstepping. And so today we want to talk about overstepping versus not stepping up enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So we're going to talk about some boundaries. Are we ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. My dope blend.
Y'all, didn't he do well with the introduction? Oh my goodness. I'm so proud of you. So overstepping or not stepping up enough, like how do you balance those two things? Like it's crazy. It's almost like a fine line that you almost split. Like, oh my God, trying to balance both of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we've had those issues. I don't think we've had one where not stepping up enough. I think it's been, I feel like I'm overstepping, possibly.
I think that there have been some scenarios that could be considered not stepping up enough. But we'll get into that.
Okay, so let's talk about overstepping first. I always like to tell y'all stories because I think it helps relate our situation to possibly yours, and you kind of can take it and dissect it to get a better understanding of where you all are. So I'll give you a quick story of how I felt. Okay, like I was possibly overstepping, and the truth is I didn't even realize it that I was overstepping because I thought I was helping. Right?
Yes.
So after the girls got a certain age, they started learning how to wash their clothes, right? And they were at our home, and I told them, I said, girls, wash your clothes. And I saw them go bring their stuff to the washer, and I was like, what are you doing? And they were like, we washing our clothes. I said, you putting the whites with the dark and the dark with the light? Like, you don't do that. You have to sort out your clothes. And they were looking at me like, we don't do that. I was like, no, you need to. I said, and as a girl, your delicates are over here. You have to sort things out, give them their own little category. That's how a young lady is supposed to wash her clothes. Now, men, that's another subject. Y'all just throw everything in there. But women, we sort.
We can't win for losing.
Right? So I don't wash Greg's clothes. I don't do it. Won't do it. Can't do it. Because everything shrinks when I wash it. So I quit.
All my clothes can fit Carter and Cooper.
And we go back to the conversation at hand. So, I was telling them how to wash the clothes. So then fast forward to, I guess he got a call one day because they went home and they were washing clothes, and I guess their mom was like, what are you doing? And she was like, the girls was like, we're sorting our clothes. Who told you to do that? Miss L. So you're not washing clothes the way I taught you how to wash clothes? No, because as young ladies, we're supposed to wash clothes like this. So I believe you got a call or something like that in regards to everything is Miss L, Miss L, Miss L. Like I'm getting frustrated with that. So at that moment, on one hand, I should have felt flattered that the girls took what I, showed them and they put it to practice.
Right.
But that's not how it went over. I felt like, oh my God, I overstepped when I thought I was really it was something so minor to me and simple.
Right.
I was just showing them how to properly wash clothes. But I think how their mother felt was I was saying that her way was not right.
Well, I mean, I could
see it.
I mean, I don't necessarily want to say I can see her side. That's not what I'm saying. I can see how it may have appeared to you or how it may have come across to you that you felt that due to her reaction and due to her response that you felt as though you had overstepped.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, I mean, overstepping really can be relative.
And how do you feel that way?
I feel that way because overstepping, okay, I've been saying in several of the, uh, episodes from this season that everybody in the blended dynamic has their own perspective.
Right.
There's a possibility that there are up to 5 perspectives in a blended dynamic. There's the bio parent,
Yeah.
the bonus parent, the ex, the bio children, and the new children.
Right.
Or if you want to consider it the bonus children and the bio children, even though they all are bio of one of the parents, if that makes any sense.
Correct.
Everybody has their own perspective in the scenario, right? So because everybody has their own perspective, most of the time, in many cases, overstepping is relative because either the ex or the bio parent are going to feel that the bonus parent has overstepped in some way, even if it's technically not overstepping. For example, if you use the same scenario, if our girls, Kirsten and Kyla, were your biological daughters and you taught them that, you would just simply be teaching them the right or a way to do it. Right. Okay.
Well, you really don't make. But
Well, that's a way to do it.
A way of doing it.
Okay.
Right.
Right. Okay. But to the ex, which is their bio parent, right? Anything that a new person that's in that influential space. So if it's the mom, then the bonus mom is influential in a motherly space. If it's the dad, then the bonus dad is influential in a fatherly space.
Correct.
Right. So there's the potential for the ex to feel threatened anytime the bonus parent
steps in and shows something different.
Okay, so there you go. There's overstepping. There is not stepping up enough, or they could just be simply stepping in. So now you got 3 steps.
Yeah, but go ahead. I'm
so
sorry.
So all I'm saying is that, for example, using that example, in that scenario, you stepped in, but the ex felt like you overstepped. But overstepping is relative because in many cases, the ex is going to feel like anything that the bonus parent does is overstepping because you don't tell my kids.
Yeah, so that goes back to another episode where it feels like no matter what the bonus parent does, it comes back on you. It's like, right or wrongly, it's going to come back on the bonus parent. But, with that, it's like, it's so difficult in the beginning and of the relationship because you're trying to tread water and figure out, my place and the balance of it all. Like, I'm not their mom. Let me be clear. I'm not their mom. I'm not trying to be mom. And you also telling the kids this, like, I'm not trying to be your mom. But, there is, like, I have rules at my home, right?
Right.
Their mom has rules at their home. Now, I don't know if you remember, Kyla was sick. She had double ear infection. We had a party at the house. Kyla wanted to go swimming so bad. And I told her, no, you can't go swimming. You can't do it because of the fact that you have a double ear infection.
Right.
And I don't want you to get sicker or worse than you already are. Which I felt I was on the same page as her mom by saying no ear infection. But y'all, I got checked. Do you remember that? She called you and said, well, no, I take that back. Kyla was at the pool and I went over there and I was like, what's going on? She was like, my mom called me and I told her I was on the side of the pool. I was, just sitting here talking. And she was like, she want to know why I can't get in the water with the other kids. And I'm like, are you serious? Because I felt like what? Like,
But
I'm in agreement with you, but here he goes again. I overstepped or I made a decision thinking that we were on the same page, and clearly we were not. But if I would have allowed Kyla to get in that water and she would have gotten worse, then it would have been my fault.
right, but that's why you have
Like,
to
come
filter
on.
the overstepping through the right lenses. Like, if in most situations, and not to say that that's everything in our case, but in many situations, whatever the bonus parent says to do, the ex would have said something different. I wouldn't have told you to do that. You could do that if you want to do that. You know, so
Even if it makes sense. Even if it makes sense.
In many cases, even if it makes sense, because in many cases it's not sensible. The rationale, the agenda, the what's the word I'm looking for? What's driving in many cases the ex is not sensibility.
But isn't that a level of insecurity though?
Yeah, but there's unfortunately, if everything that happened in a bonus dynamic was sensible, then everybody would be harmonious in a bonus dynamic. But in most bonus dynamics, sensibility, if that's the word, is not at play.
So what?
It's more power struggle.
Is it a power struggle?
Yes, it is a power struggle.
How is it a power struggle when you're thinking you're on the same page as the other parent and you're respecting?
No, because the way that that's handled is that the parents have to talk.
Well, is it my fault that the other parent don't want to talk?
Well, in at that time, because that hasn't always been the case, but at that time, you know, that was beyond your control. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know how to explain it. In many cases, I'm a TV buff.
Break it down.
I'm a movie buff.
Break it down.
Right? There's an episode of The Cosby Show when everything that Sandra asked Elvin to do, Elvin would try to impose himself. Or even in situations where Sandra didn't ask Elvin to do something, or if Miss Huxtable didn't ask Elvin to do something, he would impose himself from the standpoint of that's a man's job. Every time you turn around, Elvin was doing something because he felt like that's not that he had a line. That's women's work, that's men's work, right? So Elvin was always imposing himself, trying to press the fact that he was a man. Most of the time, he would always end up looking silly. He would either end up getting embarrassed if there was. I remember he was trying to open up the jar and he couldn't do it, and then Sandra came down and she opened up the jar. One time he said something crazy, and Claire went off on him and gave him a piece of her mind, and she did the neck thing that y'all women be doing, and you know what I'm saying, and she did the finger thing and all that kind of stuff that the women be doing, right? Dr. Huxtable tells Elvin, there's something you got to learn, and this is what you got to learn. Those of y'all that are listening, you can't see the motion I'm making, but I'm throwing up my hands and I'm throwing my head to the side as to say, don't worry about it. I give up, right? In many cases, that has to be the posture, because until you get to a place of healthy dialogue, until you get to a place where everybody's is willing and mature enough to have the conversations that are necessary for in the best interest of the child, there have to be some moments, unfortunately, from the bonus parent perspective, and even from the bio parent perspective, if that bio parent is not the primary custodian, that here's your posture. Because it's going to save you a lot of headaches. Because even if you're doing something that makes sense, even if you're doing something that's in the best interest of the children, because of the power struggle in many cases that's involved with overstepping versus stepping up versus stepping in, you're going to come up against the feeling that you have overstepped simply because of a power struggle of an ex. You don't tell my child what to do. I tell my child what to do.
So how it's like a no-win situation. Like, so how do you tell people? How do you advise people about overstepping, not stepping up, and setting boundaries when it's never going? Because how I'm taking it is like it's never going to be enough.
No,
I'm not saying that's what you're saying. I'm saying that's what I feel. Because how do you
conversations and communication.
Yeah, but when it's one-sided, hon.
Yeah, but
like,
but it's going to always start out as one-sided. Our blended dynamic started out as one-sided.
It's still there.
No, it in some cases there are some areas that are still yet to have been conquered. But you can't say that our situation is how it was 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
No, you're right. I can't say that. You're right. No, okay. I'll give you that. Because we have gotten to a point where we've made decisions as parents, all of us together.
Correct, absolutely.
But I'm sorry to say, and I'm just going to be real about it, that did not happen until she remarried.
Okay, but regardless of when it happened, it happened.
Okay.
And so what I'm saying is that continue. Okay, what's the 5 P's? Prayer,
pursue,
patience, pace, and what? Persistence. This is, patience, persistence. Nobody said it was going to be easy. Nobody said it was going to be quick.
Okay.
But patience and persistence will eventually, hopefully, get everybody to a mature, secure place where decisions can start to be made together, or at least a consultation can be made.
Okay, and I'm gonna be honest with you all on that. I think you guys can hear. I'm not a confrontational person. I'm really not. I don't shy away from it. If there's ever a situation that you want to talk to me, woman to woman or woman to man, I don't shy from that. I am always honest and open because I believe communication is important. However, I do feel in certain situations like what we're talking about now that I have to be, as the bonus parent, I have to walk on eggshells on. I felt for a long time that I couldn't voice my concerns and opinions because in my overstepping or feeling like I'm overstepping or understepping, it was just always a situation. And for me, there were moments that I'm like, you know what? If I say this, it'll cause a problem. If I don't say this, it'll cause a problem. And I felt like Greg would get the brunt of it. Greg and I have always had an open relationship, right? And I could always talk through those things. But I don't have that open dialogue all the time with their mother. And it was very difficult. And I have had my moments of being upset and angry and confused. And I think I had to create my own set of boundaries in order to be sane.
Yeah, but can I give you a recommendation?
Sure.
And this would actually be for
everybody listening and viewing.
For everybody in the World Wide Web, right? Now, I love you. And I understand you, and I understand your heart, and I understand your love for our girls. So even if I had to use the example of the clothes, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, taking it back, I'm just going to give you an example of what I mean by making the connection between the clothes scenario and the Dr. Huxtable scenario, right? Okay. What you told the girls was in their best interest.
Right.
What you told the girls may have even been factual.
Yes.
Okay. But at the same time, what you told the girls was also consistent with the way you would do things.
So you think it was one-sided?
What I'm saying is, in that case, the Dr. Huxtable posture would have lended itself, or lent, whatever the word is, to have gone this direction. Hey, what are y'all doing with those clothes? We washing clothes. Well, how are you washing all your clothes together like that? Well, that's the way we wash clothes at home. If that's the way your mom taught you to wash clothes, go ahead and wash them. But, however, let me suggest to you that as young ladies, we typically sort our clothes out. So you wash the clothes the way your mom told you to wash clothes. But in the future, maybe one day, when you learn to wash your own clothes and you're on your own and things of that sort, if here's the way that I was taught to do it. But when you impose going the extra step now of having them do it your way.
But that's not how it happened.
Okay, well, I'm just going off of the story that you told.
But because in the story, I didn't go into how we got there, because I never said you have to go home and do it this way.
Okay.
I said it exactly how you said
Got it. Okay.
My explanation was, this is when I was a little girl, this is what I was taught.
Okay.
I was never, this
so
is
you
what you
didn't
have to
actually
do.
make them do it your way.
No, absolutely
well,
not.
Okay, very good then. So then in that case, then if they went home, all right.
But they took it,
So
they
if
grabbed
took
onto
that
it.
and they went home, and there was something that resonated with them.
Right.
So they decided that they wanted to do it their way. Okay. Even in that, there's going to come a point in time, which it did in our situation. And I'm talking futuristic for some people that are in the young stage. In our case, this did happen. The children are going to eventually have opened eyes. They are going to eventually be able to see for themselves, regardless of what lens a person is trying to get them to see through. If you continue, we talked about this in another episode. If you show them your true self, your true heart, who you are, if you create a space where you become trusted, where they believe that if you're sharing something with them, you're not doing it to show up their parent, you're not doing it to be overbearing, you're not doing it to try to prove that you're right and somebody else is wrong. You're just trying to teach them something of their own best interest.
Right.
At some point in time, hopefully, at some point in time,
About to say in Jesus'
I
name.
was at some point in time,
Because he can't help it.
the children
Will see for themselves.
will see for themselves.
All right.
That's where patience comes in and persistence comes in.
All right, give me an example of where you felt like there was it's not stepping up enough. You said you felt like there was a time,
Sure.
and I don't recall that at
Sure.
all.
Well, let me make sure I'm clear. You don't recall there ever being a time of not stepping up in what case? As it pertains to the girls, or as it pertains to what? What do you mean when you say
Okay.
you don't see there have ever been a time of me not stepping up?
All right, so okay, we could really go into that because it's. I feel like it's twofold. It's one with the girls and one with me.
Okay.
I feel like there are moments that I felt like, and we've talked about this in other episodes, where you say there was a protection mode. And in your protection, I felt like you didn't step up enough for me.
Right.
There are moments that I felt like, why are you constantly covering the feelings of your ex because you're scared to ruffle feathers when you know how I feel or what is happening?
So you felt like in those cases, those were some examples of
That
your feeling like I didn't step up.
You didn't step up. I feel
Right.
like for me, you didn't step up in certain situations enough,
Yeah.
which caused me to feel like I want to step back.
Okay.
Like-
so you just answered your own question.
No, I didn't answer my own question, because I said how you said you had, in the beginning of this episode, you said you had example. You had an
Right.
example. What would be your example?
The one you just used?
Oh,
Because you said that that you couldn't think of examples of not stepping up. And just like you just answered your own question by when you said what are some examples, I would have given that as an example because in everything, I hate to sound like a broken record. I hate to sound redundant, but in everything is about perspective. So in not stepping up, you have the perspective. You have had the perspective at times that okay, I didn't step up enough to cover your feelings. Okay. Yes.
No, I'm saying
Okay.
like no.
All right.
Right.
My girls have had the feelings at times, regardless of the countless amount of things I've been to, parties I've planned, paid for, things that I refused to miss. But there are things that I did miss that to this day they can still recall. So to them, in those moments, I didn't step up enough as their dad.
So when we started dating, there was a time that the girls felt like you weren't stepping up, and they shared those moments with me because, okay, so Greg is in ministry. For those who don't know, listening and viewing, Greg is in ministry, and weekends can be very hectic for him.
No, it can be.
It are very hectic for him. So when the girls were younger, he would have them every other, right?
Correct.
Every other weekend or sometimes weeks. It just depends. So what will happen is he would take them, he would pick them up, and he would bring them to my mother-in-law all the way in Johns Creek, drop them off, and then come back when it was Sunday to come get them. Literally get them on Friday, bring them to Johns Creek, pick them up on Sunday. And the girls absolutely hated it. And they finally told me, like, Dad gets us and then he just leaves us. Like, and I finally, had to find a time for him to hear me and understand where he was falling short with the girls. He was not stepping up enough for them, and they felt left out. And they wanted to be with us for the entire week, and they didn't want to be by their grandmas every weekend or every other weekend. That's not what they wanted to be with their dad. And now they want to be with their dad and Miss L. They wanted to hang out. And I told him that, and he was like, I just didn't think that they wanted that because we're always out and about, but you didn't give them that opportunity to make that decision. You automatically thought that what you were doing was right.
Right. So not stepping up to them, and in your opinion, my not stepping up because of what they shared with you was relative. What I mean by that is I had to accept it. Yes.
And he was not happy about it.
I wasn't happy about it. But the reason why I wasn't happy about it is because it's so easy that things can get misconstrued, because I thought that I was leaving them in a safe space, in a trusted space for their best interest, so that I was not dragging them all over the city.
Yeah, but that's not what they wanted.
Well, that's understandable, right? But now watch this. Let's fast forward. Okay. So now it comes to Dad's attention that, we're not, we don't want to be dropped off at Grandma's house over the river and through the woods every time you're with us, because we want to be with you. It's your weekend. We want to spend time with you. Okay, fine. Y'all have brought that to my attention. Guess what? Now you about to.
Now he gonna take them all over. They gonna see what it's like.
To every church service, rehearsal, event, and then it was
no, not all the time. No, they was happy to be with it. And you said it when we talked about this.
Not every time.
You said they hung. They
did
up.
Hang. They did hang.
Okay,
but it's no different than our children now.
Right, but they're a different story. But one of the places
children don't want to be dragged all over.
One of the places that they would come with us to, and they were like, "Oh my God!" But it was great to us. Was Elizabeth Baptist Church. Right? They would come to EBC.
Well, I mean,
EBC is the place to be. EBC.
I'll never forget one Saturday we had the EBC used to have Saturday services, and I had to bring the girls with me to the Saturday Express service, and it was in the morning, Saturday morning, and I had to lead worship, and the two of them sat down on the front row with one of the women of the church who was willing to watch them while I led worship. And I can't remember what song we were singing, and my daughters put this dance together.
But those you and they was just doing all of this.
Boogie woogied all over the front of Elizabeth Baptist Church, and I didn't know whether to be happy or embarrassed.
His eyes was like, oh my God.
I mean, every time we got to a certain point of this song, they did the nay, they did the everything.
He was doing all,
they
was
christened
hilarious.
Elizabeth Baptist Church that day.
That day.
We have amazing EBC memories, but we are grateful for EBC because for season 2, they are our corporate sponsor, community sponsors, and we're just appreciative of EBC. So, you know, if you get the opportunity, check out Elizabeth Baptist Church on IG. It's in your city, and on Facebook, it's Elizabeth Baptist Church, or you can visit them online at elizabethbaptist.org. And great ministry, helping people all across the world, and we're appreciative of their love and support of My Dope Blend podcast. So,
absolutely.
And while you're following them, make sure you check out My Dope Blend podcast on IG, YouTube, like and subscribe. Make sure you go to Facebook. Make sure you go to TikTok at BMom40. Just make sure that you check out My Dope Blend. We want you to hang out with us.
And tell us where y'all fell short. I'm sorry, where y'all fell short. Oh my God, my New Orleans accent came out.
Yes, it
did. But tell us where you all fell short, because I think every parent, you know, bio or bonus can relate to this. There is a place and time that you're not doing enough, or you think you are, but you're really not. There is a moment that bonus parents will feel like they're overstepping. And the truth is, there's also a moment where the bio parent will make you feel that way, because, as you said, it's almost a competition.
Yeah.
Of some sort.
It's a power struggle.
It's a power struggle. Some is invincible, invincible, because I don't see it, but it's also my perspective, correct, and the dynamic.
It's an opportunity to maintain a certain position, right? And it's women and men. It's not just in our situation.
Goes back to the cattiness and all that stuff.
The 3 C's.
The 3 C's, all the way. If you guys listen back to the first season one, you will hear about the 3 C's.
Cattiness. Right? And in many cases where there are women involved, God bless y'all. We appreciate y'all women. And thank God that God created y'all women. But the reality of it is, in many cases with women, especially in situations like this, it doesn't come down to what's sensible. It doesn't even come down to you know what I'm saying, agreement or disagreement. It just simply comes down to cattiness, power struggle, security, insecurity,
all those things that fall up all
you know
under
what
that.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it.
So I would advise seriously to our viewers and listeners who are bonus parents or soon to be, or just dating, be very mindful of that, and, you know, overstepping. And, you know, even when you're not stepping up enough, and it goes back to what I've said in previous episodes, that you have to allow the bio parent to lead. It is not always the easiest thing, because sometimes I want to go off, you know, and because I feel like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. Nothing is good enough. Even when I'm doing it and from a place of love, it's not good enough. So I'm gonna give y'all a little secret on how I handled those type of situations when I feel like, you know, I've overstepped, or feel, you know, there's been an overstepping moment, and I feel like he has not stepped up enough on my behalf. So I have what I call shower fights. I air out all my issues and my concerns and my frustration in the shower. When I feel like I want to tell, you know, the truth is his ex-wife off, or the situation that we're dealing with at hand, I do it in the shower. That is my place to just release, because the truth is, I want to always protect those girls, and I never want to put them in a situation where there is any type of tumultuous relationship with their mom, because it really isn't. But there are moments that I have to deal with what my anger, my frustration, that I don't, as a bonus parent, feel like we are capable or we're able to do, because the way we're viewed, if we do it, if we say something, if we overstep, if we don't step up enough, it's like what, as I've said in all the other episodes. So I go through my what in the shower, and I be like, da, 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 da. He's never walked in on me doing it.
I'm wondering, is that what you be doing in the shower?
He's never walked in on me doing it, but I get I be like, and this is how I feel, and blah 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 blah, and some of it be, on things that I'm taking up for him for, that I can't do because I'm overstepping if I do that too. I got to be mindful of even trying to step in to protect my husband when I think things are not fair or working out, as they should. But that is another case of, Leslie, shh, because you don't want to overstep your boundaries. You don't want to ruffle any feathers. You don't want to do any of those things. So I do it in the shower. So I suggest,
well,
sometimes but I do say it to you.
No, that's not what I was going to say.
I do suggest that. I mean, that's my solution, my therapeutic solution for some of you all listening. Sometimes, my mother has a scripture, a soft answer turns away wrath, but I can't even remember it. Oh my God, Leslie, she's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill me.
You look up the scripture.
No, wait, no, I had it in my head, but go ahead. A soft answer turns away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. That's what it is, and it's in Proverbs 15. So I apologize for that. I got all tongue-tied, but I remember that. It sticks with me, and my mom, she repeats it constantly. But she's right. So I choose to give a soft answer, and I deal with my wrath in the shower. Hello.
Well, first of all, what I was going to say was that I guess we both have a secret, because I do the same thing. I actually get in the shower and I fuss about you. But that's a different episode for a different day. But what I was going to say was part of that is because I actually commend you, because everybody should have an outlet, right? You used to see a lot of times on TV, or you may have even, heard therapists say to punch a pillow, or, to do something of that sort, because everybody has to have an outlet, right?
Yes.
Some people talk about scream therapy, where they go out in the middle of a field and they just scream and let it all out because they have to release the tension that's within them. We have a wonderful reflexologist,
Yes.
who comes, Dr. Rita Turner. Shout out to Dr. Rita Turner, from Birmingham, Alabama. She's incredible. And she introduced something, and y'all know, it goes without saying that I am a true believer in Jesus the Christ, right? That's my Lord and Savior. But one day she was performing something, and she was doing therapy, reflexology on me. I'm sorry. And she said, she went and visited some places. She started talking about chakras, right? And she said, now, I'm going to check your chakras. I said, okay, well, you go and check my chakra. Now, I prayed the whole time. I said, Dr. Rita, I don't know about no chakra, Dr. Rita. Okay, I know.
No offense to those people who
Shabbat.
do. If you do that, that's your thing, okay?
Barak, praise the Lord. That's what I know.
If that's your thing,
anyway,
that's your thing.
Chakras. So she checked my different chakras. She went all different. There are different chakras, head and voice and growing and all different chakras, right? Heart, I believe. I don't know. I can't tell you about them. But anyway, something though that stuck with me. So she checked I guess it's my voice chakra or something like that. And she said, well, your voice chakra is closed. Now here I am, a minister of the gospel, a gospel music artist, a singer, and that's typically honestly, the majority of what I do is sing
Cool.
and use my voice to proclaim, right?
Yes.
But yet, according to her, my voice chakra was closed. Here's the reasoning she gave. She said, there are lots of things that you want to say and wish you could say, but you don't. You hold them in.
How many people voice chakras are
And
closed?
what she said was, in order to release the voice chakra, you have to say it. Whether it's to the person or just out in the middle of the air, you have to say what it is that you need to get out. Okay? Now, I'm not going to endorse chakras. I'm not going to endorse anything. I've never even pushed Jesus on anybody, right? You got to make that decision on your own. But what I will say is that I took something away from that. And what I took away from that was that you have to have a voice.
Yeah.
You have to be able to share what is in your heart, something that's bothering you, something that's in your mind, if there's something that's affecting. Because first of all, keeping that to yourself, you'll get sick.
You will. It happens.
You'll walk around and you'll be, all tense up, and you'll mess around and your heart will just be full, so you've got to be able to let it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I applaud the fact that you have an outlet, whether it be in the shower. I think that we have an open line of communication, but I do also understand and respect that there are some things that for whatever reason you feel like I don't want to say because I don't want to start an argument, or I don't want it to blow up, or I don't want it to be misconstrued. So I applaud the fact that you have found a safe space
in
to
my
get in
shower.
the shower and to let it out. And I do the same thing. I didn't know that that's what you was doing.
But yeah, you be talking about me. I don't talk.
I'll be in that shower letting you have it.
That's not what I do. I don't go in there about
wearing you out in that shower.
Well,
but when I come,
that don't sound right. Oh my God.
You take. See, she took it there.
So,
I didn't take it there.
But anyway,
I see where your mind is.
No, but for
you
real,
want a
like.
Skittle?
But the whole chakra.
Taste the rainbow.
Oh my God. Taste the rainbow, guys. I have a whole bowl of Skittles right here.
Listen. Skittle time.
But no, real talk though. The chakra, that's good. That's good stuff. And for those who feel like they don't have a voice and it's closed, I hope we're helping with that. I hope we're giving you that space to have a voice and to bring up things that are concerning you at home. Find that place that you can let it out, in a healthy way. And then bring it to your spouse or your significant other or whomever, and talk through that. We're all about communication, but I always stress this is a safe place, like for real. This is really a safe place for us. And some things that I've shared in other episodes, we have this little game. And he just said, taste the rainbow. But I do have a bowl of Skittles for those of you who can't see it. But for those of you who can, you'll see the Skittles sitting here. And those Skittles play a significant role. The colors are the colors of the rainbow, and they're for a purpose. And they serve a purpose with blending. The green is use words to describe your family. Orange is what needs to be improved in the family, setup and dynamic. And red is what worries you and worries them as a whole entire family. Yellow describes the favorite memories, and purple describes fun activities that you all do. So in previous episodes, we have picked colors. So I'm just I think we should pick a color specifically that we have not done.
Yeah, because we keep picking the same colors.
Yeah. So I am going to pick one. Or you want to go first?
No, you go first.
Okay. I'm going to pick green.
Okay. That's what color I was going to pick.
Oh my God. Jesus. Green, use words.
Myself.
Oh, wait, but I did do this one. Use words to describe the family. You have not. Remember?
That's
I did
correct.
that one.
Okay, well, I'll take green, and then
green.
you pick a different color. What color haven't you had? Yellow.
Yellow mellow. Okay. All right.
What is yellow?
Yellow is describe the favorite memory.
Okay.
You want me to go first?
Yes.
All right. So my favorite memory is our first cruise together. So we took a family cruise.
Watch yourself telling this story.
What?
Go ahead.
We took a family cruise Thanksgiving, and the girls love the water. They're like little fish, to be honest. So I thought it would be fun. I said, Greg, let's go swimming with the dolphins. Remember that?
I do remember.
And it was something they had never done before. And so I remember we all, went on our excursion to swim with the dolphins. And Kirsten was just like, oh my God. Kirsten is studying y'all to be a marine biologist. She wants to save and rehabilitate mammals and let them back into the wild, into the ocean and things like that. She specifically loves to work with dolphins. So at that age, we were swimming with the dolphins and she saw the dolphin. She was like, oh my God. Her eyes just lit up. And I thought the same was going to happen for Kyla. But Kyla was like, wait a minute. We about to get in this water with them things. Because first of all, if you guys have not gone swimming with dolphins, you see them on TV and you think, oh, they like little bitty cute little things. But when you get there, they're huge. They are huge, and they're like little kids. Yes. Like, they love to play. They really do. So we get there. Kyle's like, I don't know if I could do this. Greg had on a life jacket, y'all. I don't know, for some of you all that haven't seen my husband, or for those of you who have,
he is part of the conversation.
He is huge. So his life jacket was so short because it didn't fit a 6'5" man. But anyway,
is this part of the story?
So Kyla it was time to get into the water. So you go into the middle of the pool, I would call it, and it's very deep. I would probably say it's 20 feet, 15. It was 15 feet. And so Kyla had to go in the middle, and she was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And Kyla can swim, guys. She really can. She swims very well. But the fear, just came, and we had all gone. We had our turn. So Greg was like, Leslie, go out there and help her. So I had to swim out, and I don't think did I have a life jacket on at this moment? I don't remember. I had to swim.
I'm sure we all had to have one on.
I had to swim out there to her in the middle of the pool, and I had to talk to her. I said, Kyla, it's going to be okay. Just stand here. Trade water here, and the dolphin is all of a sudden just going to pop up in front of you. You take his fin, and he's going to ride you around the pool. It's okay. He's not going to let you drown. He's not going to drown you. She was like, are you sure? I was like, yes. That dolphin came, did exactly that. By the time we left, that thing didn't want to leave. I want to do it again. So it was so much fun, because that was, to me, our first true experience, as we weren't even engaged yet. We were just strictly in a relationship, but it was so much fun, and we made our first memory together. So I thought that was awesome.
I loved it. I remember that.
And now look at Kirsten now with the dolphins.
That's a great story. I remember that.
Yes.
Like it was yesterday.
Absolutely.
I had abs then.
You did, but what do you have now?
I might have had a short life jacket, but you could see them abs.
That's true. That's true. Now I'm going to have to find that picture.
I had a six-pack.
Put that on that YouTube. Go ahead.
Now I have a keg.
At least you know it. Go and tell your memory.
Anyway, my color is green, so I have to
use words to describe.
Oh, that's easy. Dope.
You did that.
Yeah.
You did that.
Our dope blend.
Our dope blend.
Yeah.
Why do you think we're dope? I'm sorry. I had to eat my Skittles.
You couldn't just leave it at dope?
Well, the people want to know, why do you feel like we're dope?
I love our family. I love the fact that our family actually enjoys each other.
Yep.
I love the fact that our sons that are 5 and 7 ask to FaceTime their 19 and 20-year-old sisters.
Oh, my God, they do.
I love that. I love the fact that my 19 and 20-year-old daughters, who were here first, call just to speak to their brothers.
Yep.
Because they feel like we're one family.
Yes, they look out for their little brothers.
Yeah.
Play about their brothers.
I love the fact that there are times that I walk in and the girls are on the phone with you.
Yes.
That says something. There are times that they don't call me, but they'll call you.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that sometimes you'll pick up the phone and call them or text them. And it's not something that involves me. And sometimes I don't even know anything about it until I get home and you tell me that you've spoken to the girls about this and that, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the fact that our family is...
We go on walks together in town.
So
everything.
dope. And I guess maybe one more word will be healthy.
Yeah.
We have a healthy family.
Well, I'll say this, and then, we can pivot. One thing that I love to see with us is when the girls do come home, and oh my God, I don't want to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm not. But what I love is when they're all together and they're in the bed together.
Yes. Me too. I like that.
It is the sweetest thing because they act like they haven't seen each other in 20 years. Correct. And they will, all four of them will snuggle in one bed together.
Or even all six of us, because we have a pit sofa downstairs in the basement.
Sometimes we do that. We all snuggle together and we'll watch a movie together.
Sit and watch a movie together on the pit sofa because we just miss each other.
We miss each other.
Each other's company. So.
Girls, prepare yourselves when you come home for the summer movie night. Yes. So we are dope in our own special way, and you can too. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes setting boundaries for yourself as well as understanding the boundaries that sometimes you don't even know that's there. Right. It's making sure that you're respectful and not overstepping and step up enough. And that's not just for the bonus parent, but for the bio parent. It's ebbs and flows, and trying to understand when is a time to change and pivot how things are going. Mm-hmm. It's okay to have an outlet. Choose the shower. It's pretty good. But, it's okay to have that outlet. If you got to scream in a pillow, that scream sometimes, it feels good. Like when you just let it out, it feels great. If it's taking a drive, if it's taking a walk, Atlanta has beautiful, hikes and things like that. Do whatever works. Sometimes it's meditating, listen to music, whatever works for you. But have that outlet, and you deserve that outlet. And work together. As we always say, it's great to communicate, because when you communicate, you can work together and know you're working towards something, right? Yeah. So guys, as we always say, thank you so much for your time. We love y'all, and keep what?
Blending. Join the Bonus Club.
Join the Bonus Club. Peace out.
See you soon.
All right. Like and subscribe.